Let's say that you stopped purchasing every single thing just because you like it. Do you think that the economy would collapse? What if you started setting a time limit, like a waiting period for yourself before you purchase something? Would you be the reason that small businesses fail? How about if you made saving your money a priority? Are you going to be able to have life's pleasures and enjoyments ever again? So those were a few comments that I received from my last video, all in protest of a no buy challenge. And they got me thinking, what does being frugal sound like it would be to you? Does it mean that you will now be considered a cheapskate? Will you have to miss out on all of the fun stuff and be bored for the rest of your life? There somehow has become this invisible yet very obvious correlation that if you are frugal, then you are definitely living some sort of an absolutely miserable existence. You are scrimping pennies and missing out on everything that is good in this world. So, what is frugal? The definition of frugal is careful in the use of one's money or resources. And now let's look at the definition of cheapskate: a miserly or stingy person, especially one who tries to avoid paying a fair share of costs or expenses. Okay, that is two totally different people doing two completely different things. Just listening to the definitions is all I needed. How about you? You probably know at least one real cheapskate, or at least seen them on the TLC channel. Okay, so you are not a cheapskate just because you live a frugal lifestyle. Check. So, how can we be frugal? How can we be careful with our money and resources and still live an enjoyable life? With three things: priorities, a plan, and focus. Let's prioritize you, plan your paycheck, and focus on your bank account. Because the reality is, Americans are carrying around a record amount of debt. 77% of all households owe someone something, creating another reality that 8 out of 10 people are stressed about money. Did you catch that? I did as soon as I Googled these two things. The 77% are the 8 out of 10. This isn't drama. This isn't my opinion or my agenda. This is math that is based on actual findings from a conducted study or survey. And the findings are, if you owe money, you are stressed. Now, that's a correlation that I can get behind. You know why? Because when we had debt, we were stressed, period. And now that we are not paying 2 car payments, 2 RV payments, back taxes, storage fees, 25 credit card companies, guess what? Not stressed. And honestly, it wasn't just keeping up with the payments that was stressful. It's having to work more hours than any person should be working and knowing that every penny of it is just going to be going right back out to pay for a bunch of stuff that you can't even remember buying. Okay, so we have been debt free for a little over a year now, and the economy has not collapsed. There are small businesses all over my community, and I am certainly not living a miserable existence. In fact, we are finally where we want to be and enjoying all of life's pleasures. So today I have a list of 5 things that you can try out or even use to change how you have been doing things completely. To start living that frugal life. Yes, that's what's up. And these changes are going to help you make sure that your bills are paid, you have less debt or maybe even no debt, more free time, a built up savings account, and of course, yes, less stress. All of the good things. And you can start today. I think what happens is we get used to living a certain way and spending a certain amount of money no matter what is going on around us. And that's because we just want to be comfortable. We want things to be frictionless and easy. And why wouldn't we? When we have apps that shop for us, feed us, clothe us, entertain us, walk our dogs, maybe we could potentially become a bit spoiled, possibly. And that's a whole other video. But can we stop? Can we just say, hey, this is not working for me anymore? I am realizing that I really cannot afford to be able to do all of these things. Of course you can. And let's start with number one, allow yourself to feel the mighty need. And I mean, feel it for more than a moment, longer than it takes to add to cart or place order. Jason and I were actually talking this morning about how we have totally stopped the fleeting thought, instantly bought mentality. And I will give you our latest example. We decorated for Christmas a couple weeks ago, and I put out this vintage candy dish that I love. And I thought to myself, get some candy, and I put it on the list. And we have this ceramic tree. And when Jason went to turn it on, he realized it needs C batteries in order for it to light up. So Jason put C batteries on the list. And we had every intention of buying both of those items when we went to Walmart the next time or whatever. Now, the old us would have just instantly bought both of those things on Amazon. Candy, batteries, added, bought, done. Back then, there was no list. All we needed was that fleeting thought and boom, instantly purchased. And don't we feel like we are accomplishing something too? We think, awesome, those will be here tomorrow and everything will be perfect. I really am keeping up with my household. I know I sure did. I justified every single box. Now let's get back to today's Jason and Jenn. And every time that we have gone out since then, the candy and the batteries just have not been our number one priorities. And 2 weeks later, no candy and no batteries. Now you may be thinking, that's those life's little pleasures that we were trying to tell her we would not do without. They are totally depriving themselves. Jenn and Jason are just crazy. I am not going to do that to myself. It's only $15. But are we depriving ourselves? Or are we allowing a small want to just go ahead and pass on by to make way for the things that we really do want? Like being able to visit our granddaughter who lives out of state, or not getting completely freaked out when a roofing nail is in my front tire. And all we had to do was wait. Now, I did really want that candy when I first sat the dish down. And Jason really did want that tree to light up when he first sat it on the table. But after letting those two things simmer, guess what? We just didn't feel the mighty need anymore. And it's not just $15. It's a lot more than that. I just gave you two recent examples, but that's how it will happen for you too. One thing will save you $5 and the next thing will save you $10. Giving yourself that period of waiting before you make a purchase, especially those super small and seemingly harmless items, those are the sneaky ones that add up. Let the need be mighty and then spend your hard-earned money. Number two, new to you. Before you run out to buy anything new, and I mean anything, hold on. And let's start with your home. Does a space look boring to you? Maybe it seems dated or even dirty. There are so many things that you could do before you run out and go spend thousands on new pieces. My mom used to do things like move the furniture around, and we always loved it. It felt like we were in a whole new house. 100% free. She spent $0. You could also take decor from one room and put it into another, also free. Use couch covers, go to an upholstery shop and have things redone. Call Stanley Steamer and have it all cleaned. Put new hardware on cabinets and drawers. You can paint just about anything. Paint walls, floors, furniture. We actually recently wanted a different setup for our back patio. We sold what we already had on Facebook Marketplace. Then we took that money and we bought this table and chair set, also on Facebook Marketplace. We painted it and had the seats recovered, broke even on it. We then painted the floor and now it looks like a whole new area. And I don't care when you're watching this video, this next sentence will always apply. I'm sure you've heard there's a new iPhone. Of course you have. And I feel like we all know already that usually nothing is actually different or upgraded in any way. And even if it is, it's something really minor, like a slightly larger screen or an extended battery life. Definitely things we can live without. So what can you do instead? Buy a new phone case and pop that on. Then you can change the wallpaper to match for free. Is your screen protector maybe bubbling up or have some cracks in it? Get that off and put on a nice, fresh, clean one. And if you do those 3 small changes, the expensive phone that you already have will feel current and new again. You'll love it. In fact, do it for your whole family. Everyone will be so happy. A little update all by yourself, and now it is new again to you. And you just saved yourself $1,000. So again, this tip is also about just waiting a little bit, not buying on credit for instant gratification, and just thinking about ways that you can make what you already own new again, or sell what you have and stick to that amount that you made as the budget for your new stuff. Get on YouTube and look for videos. How to fix and how to update anything you can think of is on here. So see what you can do before you actually go out and buy new. Number 3, don't be afraid of change. Now, these phones can get us in more ways than one, right? It doesn't end with their high price tags. The service is another money sucker. So change it. And yeah, I say that so easily now, but this is actually I just did in September, so about 3 months ago. And I know it is super scary to switch providers, especially when there is no physical place to go to. The thought of something going wrong and being without your phone, will their service be any good? But I am so unbelievably glad that I did not let those thoughts stop me, because we are paying 1/4 of what we were before. So we are saving 75% on our phone plan. I know. And here's the math. Verizon was $250 a month for 4 lines. I just paid $720 for the year. That is a savings of $2,280. So do not be afraid of change and definitely look into it. The company that I changed to is Mint Mobile. You can scan this QR code and see what they've got going on. Believe me, it is worth a look. And think about your car insurance and your homeowner's insurance, streaming services, gyms, hair salons, barber, your lawn service, your pool service, a cleaning company, any service that you are paying for, really. Just because we have used whoever or whatever for however long doesn't mean that we are stuck with them forever. New companies emerge, prices fluctuate, policies change, so just check around. Are you actually getting the best deal? If not, try something or someone else. Change is good. And number 4, learn to say no. Say it with me. We are not always required to say yes. If your answer to someone's request of you is not a resounding yes, the answer is no. What ends up happening is that you start spreading your time, yourself, and a lot of times your wallet very thin when you are just saying yes to every request. And remember that when you do things like going shopping without a list, get takeout food at the end of a busy day, or you are making those last minute decisions that end up costing you more because you waited so long, those things are usually happening because you feel pressured for time. So prioritize your home, your needs, your family's needs, and make sure that you are taking the time to get what you need done. And then when you do say yes, it will be a much more enjoyable experience for everyone. I actually just did a video on this. Definitely check that out if you feel like you are always doing things that you would rather not be doing with people that you don't really want to be around and spending money you don't have in order to do it. And the last thing, number 5, try using cash. Do what now? Shoppers spend up to 4 times more when they pay with a card than they would if they were using cash. Why? Because our brain thinks we are winning when we are using a card. How? Okay, so we hand the cashier the item, we tap the card or use Apple Pay. The cashier hands us back the item, and the card never actually left our hand, and we're leaving with both the item and the card. Our brains never actually had that hit of purchase and payment. But when we pay with cash, you're handing the cashier the item, then the cash, cashier keeps the cash, you take the item. You don't get the cash back. You left it. And you might not think that's a big deal, but your brain definitely does. Now it's had that hit of purchase and payment. And that's why the average purchase with cash is $22 and the average purchase with a card is $112. Now, some of you watching may have never used cash to purchase anything ever. And I challenge you to try this one for 30 days. Go to the ATM and get enough cash out to be your spending limit for the week. And see how different it feels when you're handing it over. It hurts. And you may want to change some of your spending habits after doing that for that 1 month. If you like this video, make sure to hit the like button so that others will see it too. Leave a comment below and share which one you're going to start with. I hope that you do all of them, but let me know which one you guys liked the best. And with all of that extra cash that you're going to be saving from living your new frugal lifestyle, maybe you'd like to go ahead and get a month ahead on your bills. Click here and check out this video where I tell you step by step how to do it.